And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to race number 11 of the Snickers Cup Series, the Norway 400, as we prepare for an exciting event. 42 cars set to roll off here for 40 laps at this 1.5 mile racetrack, Lowe's Motor Speedway. On the pole for today's race is Jordan Hester, making his return into the Snickers Cup Series and making his return actually into NNSCRA as a whole. He is piloting his number 11, which he was piloting at the very beginning of the season, but then had to be replaced by Adam Rose due to a leg injury. But he is back, and he is on the pole for today's race. And to the outside is going to be Doug Shears. Let's give you the rest of the starting lineup. John Dillon is going to start off in third, and Timmy Pacioli, his MFN-PRA teammate, is going to start off in the fourth position. Then we got Fords making up row 3, Logan Wilson on the inside and Andrew Gonzalez on the outside. And then it's going to be Alex Filter and Brandon Gonzalez, Matt Smith and Anthony Notter, James Bald and Martin Zakala. Then it's Arnold Columbia and Noel Stiller, Matthew Rodriguez and Ben Stern. Then Vincent Marsh, who went to victory lane in the Truck Series race, and Patrick Scroggins, Sean Galligan and Anthony McCurry, Angel D'Souza and Matt Berg, Robert Ban and his brother Alex Ban, then Paola Gonzalez and Christian James, who comes in, I believe, third in the standings. Then it's Daniel Voss and Trent Whitney, Daniel Schwab and John Worry, or actually, I'm sorry, Daniel Schwab and Mark George. There we go, Mark George in the 42. Then it's Philip Stiller, who ended up going to victory lane in the All-Star race, the Snickers Cup Series All-Star race at Peaks Creek Super Speedway, and John Worry. Then our points leader coming into this race, Lisa Shears, starts at the back again. This is like the fourth points race that Lisa Shears has started at the back, but yet she seems to be able to stay out of trouble, miss the wrecks, and pick up a good finish at the end. So we'll see if it can happen again today here at Lowe's. Cody Poe starts to her outside. Then it's Kenny McCurry and Adam Chambers. Then Steve Marsh, who went to victory lane yesterday in the Mobile One Cup Series, and Connor Breton. By the way, Connor Breton will be driving the 80 car for the rest of the season. Joseph Bryant has retired from the NNSCRA for right now. Chad Skinner and Nick Eggleston make up the next to last row, and the final row is made up of Noah Cars and Wyatt Johnston. I want to just quickly talk about Wyatt Johnston. I've actually been really surprised. I'm looking at the point standings right now. Actually, talk about Noah Cars and Wyatt Johnston. They're starting here in this final row, but they actually, don't let it deceive you, they come in 10th and 11th in the standings. So they are actually doing pretty well with consistent finishes. They are in, right now, what would be the current chase if we were having the chase right now. Now, I know you've heard me say this before, but I'm going to say it again. Right now, what it is, the agenda, it's all changed for all these drivers. The beginning of the season, it was just win, get poles, get into the All-Star race. Now, their agenda is completely different. The guys that are up in the top 10, maybe even the top 12 in the standings, are wanting to get consistent finishes. Other drivers that are just outside the top 12 and are down in the 20s and 30s are going to want to be super aggressive, try and get their way up to the front of the field, get wins, get top 5s. They're going to be really, really, really aggressive. Also, I forgot to mention that drivers that failed to make this race, there were quite a few of them actually. Michael Harvey, Ray Wilson, Cody Hoffman, Barry Zuckerkorn, Jake Cole, Jamie Watson, Brian Fleener, Brittany Poe, Jacob Gonzalez, Tess Campbell, and Adam Rose all failed to make this race. So they will try and make the next race over in Chicago. And by the way, in case you don't know yet, the Truck Series will be off next week. It'll only be the Mobile One Cup Series and the Snickers Cup Series at Chicagoland Speedway for next weekend's events. So it's going to be 2 Toyotas in row 1, then 2 Chevys in row 2, and then 2 Fords in row 3. So obviously all 3 makes showing what they've got here up in the top 6. We are about 20 seconds away from the command to fire up the engines, and so let's go and look at some of the drivers that are up in the standings that we're going to want to keep an eye on today here at Lowe's. First of all, we're going to definitely want to keep our eye on Lisa Shears. We mentioned that she's starting at the back of the pack. And there she is in the 64 car. She's starting near the back, but as we mentioned before, she's been able to move her way up to the front quite a bit. Another car that we're going to want to keep our eye on is the guy who comes in second in the standings. He's actually been a real silent type, but he's been up there in the top 2 for, I think, the last 3 races. That's Noel Stiller rolling off on the outside of that row right there. I believe he's starting off in row 7, I believe. Row 8. He's starting off in 16th, actually. And then also, I mentioned Christian Janes. I believe he's starting not too far behind this. There he is. Oh, there he is. He's starting off in third, or he's third in the standings. And then Ben Stern is going to be another one that we're going to want to watch. And then also, 5th in the standings, Angel D'Souza. But green flag is out. Here we go. 40 laps of racing here at Lowe's. It's Jordan Hester out in front. Hester has yet to go to victory lane this year. John Dillon would love to go to victory lane as well. Logan Wilson has already been to victory lane. That was at Daytona. Alex Filter has not been to victory lane, though, and neither has Doug Shears. But it's Jordan Hester out in front. John Dillon now about a car length or so behind. Now making about 2 car lengths as he's trying to close back up onto the back bumper of the FedEx Toyota. Logan Wilson now coming, and so is Alex Filter, bringing along the Toyota of Matt Smith. Jordan Hester back in the 11. Adam Rose, who filled in for him, is driving the number 95 car now. He failed to make this event. Still is some speculation, though. There has not yet been word on what's going to happen as far as the points that Adam Rose has been able to accumulate, whether he is just going to start over again as far as points, or if Jordan Hester and he are going to be splitting points. I don't know what the case is going to be for that, but we're going to be finding out soon. As they are... Okay, I thought they were slowing down, but they aren't. Okay. As Logan Wilson is now going to go to the inside of John Dillon. That is for the 2nd position. Toyota doing pretty well here today. Look at Alex Filter and Matt Smith coming down low on Logan Wilson now. That's for 2nd and 3rd. And we have a Toyota out front. Now let's take a look and see if Lisa Shears has been able to make any progress in the 64 car. Right now running in the 27th position, now crossing the stripe in the 30th spot, so going the wrong way. And there you see to the inside Noah Cars, and 2 cars behind him, Wyatt Johnston in the 13. They're moving up to the front. Remember I said these 2, they are down in 10th and 11th in the standings, so they are coming in a hurry, trying to continue on with their consistent finishes. And you see down the bottom of your screen there, the number 24 of Christian Janes, just right of your screen there. He is trying to come back up to the front as well. He is 3rd in the standings. Let's see where Noel Stiller is running right at this moment. Stiller is 20 points behind points leader Lisa Shears. He is 14th right now on the racetrack, and look at this. Roush Ford's up ahead. Teammates of his, Paola Gonzalez and Angel D'Souza. And now, looks like we got a little bit of a tussle on our hands up here. James Bald has moved up into 3rd. Matthew Rodriguez is up into 4th, and John Dillon has moved his way back up into the 2nd position again, trying once again to run down the Jordan Hester machine. Yesterday, we set NNSCRA history with having a complete Mobil 1 Cup Series race without a caution. We've done that in the Truck Series, but never in the Mobil 1 Cup Series, and we have not yet done it in the Snickers Cup Series. Be interesting to see if these guys will be able to mind their manners for 40 laps here today. Dillon closing in on Hester, though. Look at this. Right up on the back bumper. But he has to kind of back off just a little bit in the turns. He comes now maybe going to be able to make a move here. Will he do so? John Dillon, Craftsman Car Series defending champion. No, here comes James Bald to the inside. James Bald in the 38 car. We talked to Bald after the All-Star race that he was involved in. He said that he could have won that race. It was just 1 lap too soon that he was out front. Look at back there, Logan Wilson going 3 wide with Matthew Rodriguez and James Bald. And look at Patrick Scroggins, a great run for the 7 car. Up there right now, unofficially in the 6th position. He's going to slide by now and take away 5th and 4th. Great run for him. And how about the Noel Stiller machine? He's back there. in the 11th position. He is coming up to the front. He would have to finish 21 spots actually, ahead of Lisa Shears to be the points leader leaving this race, but it can be done. Back up to the front. Has Jordan Hester yet been able to get a challenge from John Dillon? Not yet. Dillon's still hanging there. Then it's a little gap back to Logan Wilson and Patrick Scroggins in 3rd and 4th. Dillon, though, just hanging there, waiting, biding his time. He knows what it means to be conservative. That's how he won his Season 1 Craftsman Car Series championship. It's Hester, then Dillon, then Logan Wilson, then Patrick Scroggins, and then Matt Smith back there in the 5th position. Out of those 5 drivers, Wilson and Smith have gone to victory lane. I'm sorry that it's so choppy. I'm having a problem here with my recording system. Actually, you know what we'll do, so that way we can have the quality a little bit better? We'll step aside for a quick commercial break. You're watching the Norway 400 here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel. Jordan Hester is currently leading. Jordan Hester out in front here of the Norway 400 here at Lowe's Motor Speedway, race number 11 of the Snickers Cup Series. And we're watching 2 races here. We're watching John Dillon, Logan Wilson, and Patrick Scroggins trying to close in on Jordan Hester, but we're also watching the race for the points lead as Lisa Shears is running all the way back in the 40th position, which means that Noel Stiller, in order to be the points leader right now, he would have to be running 19th or better, and he has definitely done that, as right now the 6th car is running in the 6th position. So Noel Stiller with a chance to take the points lead here today at Lowe's. Jordan Hester, though, continuing to pace the field as he crosses the stripe, puts lap 16 of 40 on the board. That means a total of 34 laps to, or actually 24 laps to go. And now Dillon's starting to close in again, trying to mount a charge. Logan Wilson is there. Dillon, will he be able to put a move on Jordan Hester? Not this time. He backs off just a little bit. Now gets back into the throttle. He is right on the back bumper of Hester. He could put a move here at the line. The question is, will he? Still not able to make the move as he goes into turn number 1, right on the back bumper of the 11. Logan Wilson is also there, and John Dillon just let off the throttle there. That's going to kill his momentum. Here comes Logan Wilson now for that 2nd position. John Dillon had to lay off the throttle. He was in the corner too hot. He would have gone up and scraped the wall or worse. And now Hester runs away with the lead again. 2nd position now going to go over to Logan Wilson as he slides by John Dillon for that spot. And look who is coming up into the top 5. Noel Stiller. I believe if Noel Stiller is able to get the points lead here today, it would be the largest points gain of any driver in the NNSCRA series. Some drivers have to catch up to the leader and the points leader by 5 points, 6 points, 10 points, but I don't think we've ever had a driver be able to go from 2nd to 1st having to make up 20 points in a race. Right now, Noel Stiller is running very consistently in that 4th position. And how about this guy, Robert Bann, up in the 8th spot now, and look at this. I told you about Noah Cars and Wyatt Johnston. Noah Cars is up to 9th now. And beware of the Marshes. Vincent and Steve are running in 11th and 12th. Remember, they've got the Truck Series and Mobile One Cup Series wins here at Lowe's already. But we know Noel Stiller is running in the 4th position. Where is Lisa Shears running? Has she been able to pick up anything? 38th on the scoring chart right now. And look at Ben Stern and Angel D'Souza back here. This could be a point shakeup here today, folks. Ben Stern comes in 4th in the standings. Angel D'Souza comes in 5th in the standings. And they are running down in 38th and 39th. Actually make that 39th and 40th now on the racetrack. And Doug Shears, what happened to him? All of a sudden, he's back in 41st. He started on the outside of the front row. John Worry also not running so well in the 14 car. Not sure what's going on with those race cars, but they better pick up the pace. John Worry just recently went to victory lane in the Mobile One Cup Series. So we move back up to the front. Patrick Scroggins starting to move his way back up, and look who is up to third. The 6 car of Noel Stiller. If he needed a run at any place as good as this, it would have to be right here, right now, and he is coming through with it. Now he's on the back bumper of Matt Smith for second. How would it be for Noel Stiller to win this race? That would pick him up a lot of spots in the standings. Right now, he's now getting a challenge from Logan Wilson, but Wilson's not able to quite get to the inside, so he slides back in line in 4th. Patrick Scroggins, a great run for the 7 car here today. Scroggins comes into this race 34th in the standings. He needs a good run, and he's getting it here at Lowe's. John Dillon, right there, still hanging in the 6th position. He is outside the top 35 in points, and there's Mark George in the 42 car. Mark George comes in 20th in the standings. Robert Band, directly behind him, comes into this race. I believe he is, trying to look it up here, and I'm not seeing it. Okay, I'll find it in just a moment here. Just give me a second. But anyway, he is running very well, and Steve Marsh, you see back there, running in the top 10. He is 10th on the scoring chart right now. He is 35th in the standings, so he obviously needs a good run here today as well. Move back up to the front. Has anyone been able to close in on Hesder? Yes, they have. Matt Smith and Noel Stiller are trying to do their best to work together to close in on the 11 car. But now Logan Wilson wants to spoil that plan. Doesn't look like he'll be able to, though. He does not have enough to get underneath Noel Stiller for that 3rd position. So now it's 2 Toyotas and 2 Fords out in front, and then the Dodge of Patrick Scroggins in 5th. This is the first challenge, really, that Jordan Hesder has received from anybody. It's Matt Smith and Noel Stiller trying to run him down. But now, Noel Stiller is going to think about 2nd, and Mark George starting to peek his way up into the top 5. He's underneath John Dillon for 5th. Jordan Hesder, how would it be to make his return to the Snickers Cup Series to win here today? He does have a chance at it. Noel Stiller up into the 2nd spot. Now, in order for him to leave with a points lead, Lisa Shears would have to be running 23rd or less. Where is the 64 car running right now? The answer to that is 31st. So still, Noel Stiller is the points leader. She would have to pick up 8 more spots in order to get up into the points lead once again. Let's take a look and see where John Worry's running. He is still 42nd on the racetrack. Christian James also back there. James comes in 3rd in the standings. Daniel Schwab right there. He comes in 16th in the standings. There's Trent Whitney in his first start. The son of Dusty Whitney, owner of the Sprint Cup Series team, Whitney Motorsports, that I believe it isn't, Eric Darnell is going to be trying to qualify that car into Indianapolis this week, so good luck to them. Hope they'll be able to make it. And now Noel Stiller closes in, but here comes Logan Wilson to the inside, and John Dillon's coming back to the front. Battle on for 2nd, all happening behind Jordan Hesder. Logan Wilson with the lead. John Dillon, or actually, not Logan Wilson with the lead, Jordan Hesder with the lead. Logan Wilson takes 2nd, John Dillon 3rd. 4th now is Noel Stiller, and Robert Band has moved up to 5th, and they are possibly, no, they're not going to catch any lap traffic. I thought maybe they might, but no. John Worry is 42nd, but he's in no danger of going down a lap. John Dillon, he has 31 points. 35th in the standings, Steve Marsh has 103. I don't think Dillon would be able to get himself into the top 35 here today, but it would be a good start with the top 5 run he's got going right now. And Jordan Hesder actually comes in with the points combined with Adam Rose, 18th in the standings. This will be a big boost for that team. Take a look and see some of those other drivers that we were talking about that weren't up at the front, that were actually at the back. Let's take a look at Doug Shears. He's been able to make a little bit of progress. He's up into the 35th position now. And right behind him is Angel D'Souza. That was another car we were going to look at. D'Souza running in 36th. One car that I'm not seeing that apparently has been able to make some headway is Ben Stern, who comes in 4th in the standings. Let's see where the Blue Deuce is running right now. 32nd on the racetrack, right behind points leader Lisa Shears. Well, I'll say points leader coming into this race. She may not be the points leader when we leave, though. And here's a few cars that we saw up at the front that have slipped to the back. One of them, Mark George in the 42. He was up there. We were talking about him in the top 5. All of a sudden, he's sliding to the back in the 42 car. Not a good run right now for the 42 Target Chevrolet of Mark George. And Lisa Shears has crossed the line in 28th. I'd be very worried right now if I were the 6th car of Noel Stiller. Lisa Shears suddenly starting to mount a charge. Stiller is in 2nd, which means that Lisa Shears has to be 23rd or better. Let's see if she can get up to 23rd. She moves by Paola Gonzalez now. Vincent Marsh there, right behind her. Crossing the stripe, she is now in the 26th position. 3 more spots for Lisa Shears to still hold the points lead here at Lowe's. Is it possible? If it is, that would be an incredible job by that 64 team to bide their time and then move away. However, if she only finishes in the 22nd position, I believe, then Noel Stiller and she would be tied for the points lead. She has to finish. I'm going to try and work the calculator here as the laps are winding down. I'll try and work the calculator here, see what the actual total is for Lisa Shears to have to finish in order to finish 1 point ahead of Noel Stiller. See, if she's 20 points ahead, then Stiller was running there, then, yeah. Okay, so she would have to finish in 22nd for them to be tied. She has to finish in the 21st position or better to still leave with the points lead. That's what the case is right now, as things stand, with Noel Stiller in 2nd. Hester still leading. He'll come around off of turn 4, get the 2 to go signal. Noel Stiller is 2nd. Logan Wilson hangs in 3rd. Robert Band is 4th. And John Dillon is in 5th. His teammate, Steve Marsh, runs there in 6th. 7th right now is Patrick Scroggins. Where did Cody Poe come from? Out of nowhere. He's up to the 8th position. 9th right now, Matthew Rodriguez, and Noah Cars is 10th. How about Connor Breton? A great run today in the 11th position. Matt Berg is up to 12th. 13th right now is James Bald. 14th, Adam Chambers, and Wyatt Johnston runs in the 15th position. And Timmy Pacioli may be the guy who'll gain a lot here today with some pretty poor runs by Ben Stern, Christian Janes, and Angel D'Souza. He could move himself up into the top 5 in standings very, very easily. Has Lisa Shears been able to move up into the 22nd position, or at least the 22nd position? She is now 25th. When she crosses the stripe this time, let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be she's in the 24th position. So we're watching 2 different races as a white flag is out. Jordan Hester is still out in front. Noel Stiller closes in. Noel Stiller is there. Could he put a move here in turn 4? Stiller right on the back bumper. Will he close in? Here he comes. Stiller may put a move on Jordan Hester. It'd be the first challenge of the day. Oh, actually, the race is over. Okay, my bad. Hester does win. Jordan Hester wins. Noel Stiller 2nd, Logan Wilson 3rd, Robert Band 4th, and John Dillon 5th. I must have missed the white flag lap. Sorry. But let's see. Noel Stiller does finish in 2nd. 22nd or better is where Lisa Shears had to finish in order to be tied for the points lead. She finishes in 24th. Lisa Shears finishes 24th, which means, ladies and gentlemen, Noel Stiller is your new Snickers Cup Series points leader. Unbelievable. There's Alex Filter. He hadn't come in yet. There's Trent Whitney. His first start, a 34th place finish. Not a great run there. There's Kenny McCurry and Andrew Gonzalez as well coming down pit road. But let's take a look at the finishing order. And we had no caution in this event either. I think we just set another historical moment. Jordan Hester wins this race. Noel Stiller in 2nd. That's enough to take the points lead, folks. Logan Wilson, Robert Band, John Dillon, Steve Marsh, Patrick Scroggins, a great run in 7th. Cody Poe, How about this guy? Came out of absolutely nowhere to finish in 8th. Rest of the top 10, Matthew Rodriguez and Noah Cars. Connor Breton, Matt Berg, James Bald, Adam Chambers, and Wyatt Johnson. That's the top 15. Top 20 made up of Timmy Pacioli, Alex Bam, Martin Zakala, Daniel Voss, a pretty good run in his first start in the 37 car. Philip Stiller finishes in 20th. Then it's Chad Skinner, Anthony McCurry, Matt Smith, Lisa Shears finishes 24th. I believe Noel Stiller will have a 2-point advantage going into the Chicagoland race. Alex Filter finishes 25th. Vincent Marsh, he won the trucks race, but he wasn't really around to take a win here today. He finishes 26th. John Gallagher in 27th. And Paola Gonzalez in 28th. 29th, Kenny McCurry. Doug Shears slid all the way back, but moved up. Finished a pretty respectable finish, actually, for the trouble he was in. He finished in the 30th position. Then Andrew Gonzalez in 31st. Mark George, 32nd. 33rd, Arnold Columbia. 34th, Trent Whitney. Daniel Schwab in 35th. Ben Stern, 36th. Anthony Nodder in 37th. Nick Eggleston, Christian Janes, Angel D'Souza, Brandon Gonzalez, and John Worry round out the rest of the field. Christian Janes, Angel D'Souza come in 3rd and 5th in the standings. Ben Stern there in 36th as well comes in 4th in the standings. So we may have a big point shakeup when we leave here today. We'll have to see what the points look like when we head to Chicagoland Speedway for the next race, which will actually be the Mobile One Cup Series race first, and then the Snickers Cup Series race. The trucks are off that week, so I hope you'll tune in for that. Congratulations to Jordan Hester. He wins the Norway 400 here at Lowesmore Speedway. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, now merged with the NCG MRS.